food security, and the investment in farm institutions there is proof that we're on our way. The concern remains the amount of farmers needed to make an impact. But one thing is sure, when the number of farmers starts to catch up, the opportunities and land will be there waiting for them on Andros.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, a man accused of murder on the Interpol watch list. Hear what the victim's family had to say. Also, Grand Bahama Utility Company rolling out a new meter that is expected to benefit consumers. And a special message from the Governor General of the Bahamas in honor of a centenarian. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Wolf-Arkus, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, it was a story first brought to you by ZNS Northern Service of a man who allegedly killed his girlfriend, received bail within 6 months, outfitted with an ankle monitoring bracelet, and was never to be seen after cutting it off his leg. Now, Owen Roll, the cousin of Monet Darville, a young woman killed in 2019, says the man believed to be responsible for her death is now on the Interpol watch list. Kenrick Hanna has now made the Interpol list. The red notice has now put law enforcement authorities around the world on alert of the man who allegedly brutally stabbed his then-girlfriend, 30-year-old Monet Darville, to death in September 2019. His face, fingerprints, and passport photo is now accessible to police around the world. Cousin Owen Roll says he is finally feeling hopeful.
Of course, I have faith that it would happen and he would be caught, because I know that God is the ultimate judge. But to know that you have police officers and a judicial system that is not working or not helping, that became very discouraging. So I was hopeless in that aspect. But now that they are actually doing what they said that they would have done, it gives me, a sign of hope.
But he says his disappointment comes after Hanna was given bail in Nassau just 2 months after he was charged with Darville's murder. According to ZNS News sources, bail was granted to the suspect in this case because he was believed to be confined to a wheelchair. This after he jumped from a second-story building, threatening to take his own life shortly after the murder occurred. He appeared before court in a wheelchair and was considered a reduced risk to abscond. However, the family also presenting videos to ZNS News to prove that the accused murderer was walking without his wheelchair. Roll says he is comforted by this Interpol red notice after Hanna was only on a blue notice after skipping bail. Now that Interpol has placed Hanna on a watch list, the question still remains, where in the world is Kenrick Hanna?
And so it ranges from Canada, it ranges to Haiti, even America, Jamaica. And those are the ones that I've been hearing. He's been in Atlanta, he's been in New York, And some of those places, he has told people that he's been there.
Hannah was outfitted with an ankle monitoring bracelet and was supposed to sign in at the police station as per his bail requirement. But according to Roll, his shorters say that they have no idea where he is. Grand Bahama Police put out a wanted bulletin, but that has yet to happen in New Providence where he was granted bail. Roll says this brings into question how a man with an ankle monitoring bracelet can tamper with it and disappear without officials realizing it right away.
He had the ankle monitor. He left their home for some 2 weeks before they got a call saying that they were looking for him. And so there's a space of 2 weeks that these people had not seen him and they had no clue where he was. So if they are monitoring these...
They as in the police.
Yeah. If the police are monitoring these criminals, why can't they give an account for their location, or why is there that absence of what happened, where they were? It was my understanding, I thought these monitors beep, or, you know, if you stay out too late, they would call, or if you're not at this particular address where it's registered that you live, you know, that's a problem, that's a breach. But clearly in Kendrick's case, there was never an alarm.
He says the photo used on the wanted bulletin is also an outdated picture and has provided this latest shot of wanted suspect Kendrick Hannah. He is hopeful that Hannah will be in the hands of police soon. Meantime, police have confirmed that wanted suspect, 25-year-old Colequa Trishelle Andrews, has been questioned and released. Andrews, a resident of Clark Avenue, is wanted by officers of the Criminal Investigations Department on the charge of stealing. A bulletin for her arrest was issued last week. Switching gears now, the Grand Bahama Utility Company investing in an upgrade of its equipment. Officials say the smart meter installation program will commence in the Western District this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Utility Relations Supervisor Anastasia Ramming says they are excited to roll out the new meters and notes that it will be beneficial to consumers.
The smart meters are advanced technology. It will allow us to have efficiency in reading. It would allow us to have remote access, and it also mitigates the need to estimate bills. There will be interruptions of about 30-minute intervals whilst we change out the old meters to our new smart meters. We would like to encourage our customers to help execute this program by allowing our crew members to have access to the meters, to remove all debris from around the meters, and also to secure your dogs if you have dogs.
Now, officials are giving the assurance that the upgrade will come at no additional cost to consumers.
The Smart Meter Upgrade Program is a part of our asset management program where we are able to take this information and put it into our GIS system, and from there we are able to run simulations that will determine whether or not a meter needs to be changed out in the future. Currently we have all old meters, and so this process needed to take place, and so we're taking advantage of it now and changing out all old meters to new smart meters.
In other news, the role of women being highlighted and applauded in the system of local government. Following the January 27th local government elections, scores of women were elected to serve their respective communities, and many were elected to top positions. Tonight, the former Minister for Local Government says local government is evolving, and he's looking forward to women making a difference.
He was instrumental in the establishment of local government back in 1996. Former Cabinet Minister David Thompson says it is exciting to see the number of women who have been elected to serve in local government, especially in leadership roles. There are 2 women at the helm of the City of Freeport Council. The deputy chief in West Grand Bahama is female, as well as the deputy in the Sweeting Ski District. Females also dominate the councils in Abaco as well as Bimini. The former local government minister congratulating those who have offered to serve and those who succeeded in winning.
It seems to me as if more and more women are vying for leadership in their communities as a result of local government elections, and that is bound to bring out strong, positive results for all of the communities in Grand Bahama and the Family Islands.
Now, across the islands, officials have noted that there was low voter turnout. However, Thompson says he doesn't believe that this means that the system needs improvement. Instead, he admits that it is important to educate communities on how vital it is to have local government and elected local government representatives.
And I believe that with local government going forward, we should see the opportunity for those who are in administration, in leadership, who are in the professions in leadership, and who are in community service in leadership, step to the fore and be a part of the educational process that allows for all our citizens, wherever they live in our Family Islands, to appreciate what local government does and how important it is.
Thompson says he believes that all 32 districts would have seen the benefit of local government since it was implemented.
Particularly as it relates to natural disasters, to hurricanes and the aftermath of hurricanes, to the dealing with graveyards and verges and cleanup of communities and dealing with the health and the sanitation of where they live. It is a natural progression for these women now to step forward and to provide the leadership that we need, particularly as it relates to moving local government forward.
Thompson congratulating the minister responsible for local government, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, for the work he is doing, and he's encouraging all residents to work together with their representatives to create better communities. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Meanwhile, educational officials say schools on Grand Bahama will be back to face-to-face classes on Monday. Getting students to sign on to virtual classes over the past several months created a bit of challenges for some public schools. But tonight there is a bit of good news as there were some success stories. Sabrina Brown reports.
Language arts teacher at the 8 Mile Rock High School, Shalinka Forbes, had perfect attendance online with 2 of her senior classes. Forbes says she kept in contact with her students as communication is key.
I was able to get majority of my students to come in by reminding them of their purpose in life and reminding them what it is that God has planned for them, and the fact that we need people to be dependent on this generation to be the future success. So that's how I was able to just keep them motivated, keep them inspired.
Claire Barr teaches computer and business studies. She's also boasting of 100% attendance in some virtual classes.
My grade 11 keyboarding and office procedure, they were there, like I said, with 100% attendance. And I think it's because of my mindset. And they know that as a teacher, we can be, friends, but when it comes to work, they like to work, and I like to challenge my students. So I think they were there every day, and even if they did not see me on the portal, they would send me an email, Ms. Barr, but I don't see you on the portal. So I would say, well, we haven't challenged getting on or whatever.
Barr believes it was her creativity that kept many of her students interested in logging on.
I did a lot of Kahoots, and they love the Kahoots, right? So whenever we finish a chapter, I would go and I would make my own Kahoot, and I would go and make my own live worksheet, and they love that. Kahoot is a game that is online. You can go and make up your own, or you have, if you go to kahoot.it or kahoot.com, you have to log in as a member or as a teacher. And I would go on and I would do some true and false, some multiple choice, and then you would have puzzles. You can also do puzzles, and it's a time something. And the fun about it is you can have the correct answer, but it's the person who put the answer in first. The fastest gets the most points.
Vice Principal Coral Johnson says there were other teachers who had perfect attendance as well, and she is proud of their accomplishments. The school is now in hybrid mode and will return fully face-to-face next week.
So far it's working very good because, as you can see, our campus is very large, and so we don't have an issue with the social distancing. We're able to space them out very well. We have our janitorial staff that go into the rooms and do their sanitizing. We also supply each classroom with the sanitizer and towels so that they can sanitize after every group leave the room. And then we also have the sanitizing where they sanitize as they enter the rooms. So we try our best to keep the environment safe and healthy so that we can function.
Johnson says they are excited to welcome all students back to campus on Monday. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
Come on down. Come on down now.
Direct Talk with your host David G goes on the road live in the Turks and Caicos Islands as we celebrate our heritage and culture. 2 countries, 1 people, 1 chain of islands.
Direct Talk live from the Turks and Caicos Islands, partially sponsored by Bahamas Air.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new, fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
Hello, I am Constable 3399 Alexander Williams of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, Grand Bahama. Did you know that in October 2019, amendments were made to the Road Traffic Act? These amendments included such offenses as driving without having in your possession your insurance certificate, which carries a fine of $200, driving while not having in your possession your driver's license, which carries a fine of $40, driving while using an electronic communication device, which carries a fine of $500, driving while having an open alcoholic beverage, which also carries a fine of $500. Road safety is all of our responsibility. Join us as we work together to create safer communities.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Now to our week of love stories. In sickness and in health, that is the focus of this segment of The Vows. Tonight, we will feature a couple who has been challenged by health concerns in recent time. For the Clarks, it hasn't been easy, but for them, love has kept them together. Jamila Mizik reports.
In sickness and in health. They both have different versions of how it happened, but the one thing Valerie and Vanessa Clark can agree on is that their love story began at a local Wendy's drive-thru.
Coming through the drive-thru, I saw these 2 ladies walking out with their food, and I really didn't get served and stuff like that, and I should have moved, but I was not moving. I just was watching them as they walk, right? And so apparently, I put the car on the side, right? And waited for them to.
They started talking over me. I was closer to him, so I thought he was interested in her. And they're talking. I just sat like this. And then he said, so what's your name? I said, my name is Vanessa. And so he's like, oh, my sister's name is is Vanessa. So you know I wouldn't forget you. And then he gave me this look, and I was like, oh my God. You know?
Vanessa is an award-winning gospel artist, but she says Valari never knew she could sing because he always sang for her. He recalls the first time he heard her sing.
And it was really impressive. And I said, man, you know, the tone, the pitch, you know, everything was in sync. You know, I said, man, this is good.
Remember the
lady sitting on the side of me, because I still right in awe of it. Everybody stand up and stuff beside me and say, man, that's your wife? I said, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I heard, and I had to get up to it, you know, and man, I said, man, because again, it was good. And then, like I said, afterward, I started to see what, you know, she could do with this year, and not just
only
that talent.
But he began to, he supported me a lot in my music ministry.
Yeah.
Vanessa says it was truly her obedience to the voice of God which brought them together.
So the lady, she prophesied to me out of the blue one day. I was dropping her daughter home, and she just ran up to the car and she said, oh, said, Lord, I have a word for you. And I said, excuse me? She said, stop pushing away the man who really love you. And I break off running down the street because that whole day I was with my friend. That's all I was talking about, like what decisions should I make? Should I give Valari another chance? You know, because like I said, we were off and on for years. And I was like, I don't know what to do. It was driving me crazy. And she's like, no, she said, he's going to be, say, God package him for you.
And when it comes to their vows, Vanessa says the two have been through for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, and are now experiencing in sickness and in health. Vanessa was diagnosed with a neurological disorder, had a brain aneurysm and a stroke, and now has a trach in her neck for a ventilator, which helps her to breathe.
And it's only by God's grace and some miracle that I'm still alive. I'm still in my right mind, you know. But he's been there with me through it all. You know, I was in a coma after I had that brain aneurysm, and was in ICU for about 2 months in doctor's hospital. But when I came home to, you know, he already had everything organized for me. I had a team of nurses, a caretaker to be here with me all the time. He had to do what he had to do to make sure that when I came home and I was comfortable with the new me.
For Valari, it was all about keeping his vows.
Love is not easy. It's something that you have to put your heart, effort into. You got to commit. And it can be something you got to want. In the realm of it all, you got to really want it. And like for me, you know, this journey we're on today, I know knowing my wife for half of my life is if the shoe was on her foot, she would have done the same for me. And that is what I always keep in the back of my mind, because I remember the early days when we first started dating, the sacrifice she used to do when it comes to me, in light of what I was supposed to be dealing with and going through at a particular time, right? She did a lot, which I was surprised to expect. And so basically for me, I say, well, hey man, I got you. I got you all the way, you know, in the midst of all that. And like I say, we do have some little rough times where we don't agree on some things, but you know, at the end of the day, we made a commitment to ourselves that what we want to do, and with our family and our love for each other, and that outweighs a lot.
Jamila Missick, ZNS Network News.
Absolutely beautiful, one of my favorite couples. And that's going to do it for news. We take a check on sports with RJ Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. Buddy Hield had perhaps his best game of the season last night against the defending champions. But let's start this one off with swimming, where the Carifta Swim Championships are right around the corner, and athletes from Grand Bahama, guess what? They're gearing up. The YMCA Wave Runner Swim Club traveled to New Providence this past weekend, where they took part in a Make Us Swim meet. Coach Andy Lovett was impressed by his swimmers' overall performances.
We have 12 swimmers go down. At the moment, we have 11 swimmers that have got Carifta cuts in one or more events. It's now basically trying to get more cuts between now and trials to push themselves onto the team.
One of the top performers was Zoe Williamson, who competed in the 100 and 200 fly, the 100 and 200 free, and also the 50-meter free.
I think I did fairly well. I probably would have done better if I did my exercises more often. I kind of took a break off of that. But I did really well. I made 2 corrected times and a CC can time, which is excellent for me at this age.
Kamaya Sanders and Adea Smith combined took part in a total of 10 events.
Overall, I think I did good because I got 2 corrected times in the 200 breaststroke and the 50 breaststroke, and I'm not that far away to getting the 100 breaststroke. I took part in the 50 free, 50 fly, 100 fly, 100 free, and 200 fly. I thought I could have do better in the 50 fly, but I guess, yeah.
On the boys' side, Noah Knowles had quite an impressive showing for the wave runners.
Gonna be in the 50 free, the 100 free, the 200 free, and the 400 free, and overall I think I did really good in all of them. I made corrected qualifying times for the 100 meter free and the 400 meter free. On the 400 meter free, I think that might have been my best race for the weekend, but on the 100 meter free, I think I might need to do better.
Young Tristan Hebron and Asha Knowles sure did not disappoint.
I felt like I did good. Some races I feel like I could have do better, but I still saw him to my best performance.
I took part in the 50 fly, the 100 fly, and the 200 fly. My 50 fly was a bit slower than I expected. My 100 fly was quite fast. I'm still holding the top time at 1:01:03. And my 200 fly was quite good, but I think I need to do a bit more work on it.
Now the Carifta trials are slated for next month in New Providence. The Carifta Games itself will be held in Barbados, April 16th through the 20th. Switching gears now in the association, Buddy Hield had his best game of the season last night for his new Indiana Pacers, posting a season-high 36 points, shooting 14 of 20 from the field. He also had 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal in over 37 minutes during a 128-119 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. Hield caught fire in the loss, including 8 triples. To put his performance in perspective, it was his highest point total since January of 2020. And that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
We have safely protected your lives, assets, and aspirations for over 100 years. That's a lot of protection. At BAF, we know that our commitment to you goes beyond a policy or an investment. It's a commitment. Find out how to grow with us. And if you are already with us, find out how we can help you grow even more. Because when you choose BAF, we are with you for life.
Welcome to Port in a Minute, an informative segment brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority, where we update you on the latest news taking place within the Port Group of companies and our community.
It's a challenge for us now is taking down a number of these derelict buildings. The Port Authority would have amended some new bylaws, and these bylaws would give us more teeth to go out and demolish these buildings. And those bylaws were submitted back in maybe 2006 or 7, so we're still waiting. Once the new administration approves them, then we have more teeth to deal with a lot of these dilapidated structures in the island of Grand Bahama. We want them gone. We have been encouraging a local Bahamian who has a vision to actually take the derelict vehicles and crush them and then export them. In certain places on the island, we see garbage in public or common areas. What is happening is, as soon as we clean one area up, within 24 hours, it's dirty again. We want to appeal to persons in the community to really have more pride in the environment in Grand Bahama. It affects us all. Persons are taking refrigerators, stoves, and just leaving them in certain places in the city. When we have a landfill, we have a properly functioning landfill. So again, I plead to the community to encourage your neighbors, friends, to use the facilities and keep Grand Bahama clean.
That was Port in a Minute, brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Be sure to tune in next time for more updates.
Are you tired, overweight, having trouble sticking to your health and fitness goals? Well, look no further. The Fitness Connection has teamed up with Z&S to bring you Health Bites. This and every Thursday, tune in, and we'll make sure you get on track and stay on track with your health and fitness goals. Tune in.
Bad little lady, you should be driving me crazy. When she looking her lips and moving them hips like come here, baby. I wanna take her down now.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Obidi Mbua, yes, you are our Facebook friend of the day. Your support is always appreciated. That one came from our very own Ray Dalba. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire Z&S News team, I'm Shoshana Wolf-Farquharson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, a legislative move to plot the future of agriculture. Fire threatens several businesses. Thousands of Pfizer vaccines arrive in country. And a high school basketball classics headed to the Bahamas. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis tabling a report in Parliament today detailing the results of the COP26 climate conference that took place in Glasgow, Scotland last November. The Prime Minister noting new benchmarks for accessing funding, and the projects in the works range from health to power generation, as Keishla Adderley reports.
Talks with the Global Environment Facility were among the tangible, game-changing gains of the Bahamas presence at COP26. Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis told Parliament today that funding for this year, after talks with the facility, will no longer be guided by the country's gross domestic product, which is often given a false representation of economic conditions.
Currently, the funding available to the Bahamas through the Global Environment Facility for 2022-2023 is approximately $7 million. The Global Environment Facility is now proposing to use two indices, an Economic and Environmental Vulnerability Index, or EVI, and a Human Development Index, which is HDI. The EVI indicators would capture economic and environmental shocks, while HDI indicators would consider the country's health and living standards. This is a major win for the Bahamas.
This will also mean a clearer path to the multidimensional vulnerability index and the funding it draws. Meantime, climate investors were also the target of the Prime Minister's delegation. Eleuthera power generation and public transportation are poised to benefit.
An OTEC project is being developed for Eleuthera, where power generation costs exceed profit capabilities. A similar investor framework is being examined to address public transportation improvements, which may yield, for example, environmentally friendly and sustainable public buses.
These national development projects will in turn draw global financing in climate change funds, all while alleviating the strain on the capital budget. On the health front, the Green Climate Fund is working with the government to upgrade health facilities.
The Bahamas is presently conducting a Green Climate Fund health readiness project managed by the Ministry of Health and Wellness with a capital value of approximately $800,000. Once completed, the Bahamas will be ready to develop and submit a complete health project to address the healthcare infrastructure needs within the country, which is estimated to cost approximately $300 million. The Green Climate Fund encouraged the Bahamas to move this plan forward, as a Green Climate Fund health-based proposal of this magnitude would be the first of its kind globally.
The Prime Minister also highlighting talks with Israel on capacity building and technology exchange, and with the International Renewable Energy Agency based in the United Arab Emirates. Talks with Gabon and South Africa were also held, and the benefits of those partnerships will be detailed as they develop. Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, 2 Bahamians counted among those sitting at the table to discuss key climate change talks emanating out of COP26. The connection gives the Bahamas access to investment opportunities to support climate action and strategies to integrate climate change into national policies.
I'm proud to say that as a result of our strong leadership at COP26, we now have the following Bahamians representing us on climate mitigation committees. In Article 6.4, dealing with carbon markets, Mr. Charles Hamilton was elected to serve as the Caribbean and Latin America representative. On the Kyoto Protocol Compliance Committee's facilitative branch, Dr. Lisa Benjamin, a Bahamian lawyer and a fellow of the University of the Bahamas, was elected to serve as the Caribbean and Latin America representative.
Although acknowledging that House communications should not be controversial, opposition leader Michael Pintard contends that what the Prime Minister shared in the House of Assembly was just that.
We attended COP25, Madam Speaker. No less than 2 ministers of the government attended COP25 after Dorian and spoke in multiple forums with respect to the situation with respect to the Bahamas. We also attended the Our Oceans Conference as well. There's a list of international conferences that we attended and represented the Bahamas.
While standing on a point of order, Prime Minister Davis fired back with this response.
I never spoke about the presence or absence of the former administration at COP25 at all. I never said anything about it. I never said anything. I spoke about COP26, what I met in place at COP26. Madam Speaker, if he has an issue with it, there'll be a time to debate. This is not the time to debate. I never spoke about COP25.
Honourable member.
Did I speak about COP25?
Honourable member.
Speaker.
One member is on the floor.
Speaker, there'll be a time to debate that.
Yes.
Speaker.
I agree.
Agriculture Minister, the Honourable Clay Sweeting, is pushing an holistic approach to attaining food security here in the Bahamas, and to help do so, there is a Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Bill, proposed legislation that would lay the educational foundation for that sector. You see, Minister Sweeting contends the country must use resources to feed itself, as not doing so will continue to stifle the industry.
Over the years, we have failed to monetize this industry, and we have failed to provide a proper value chain, and we have failed to improve the instructional method to ensure that this generation and generations to come get a full understanding of the value of farming. We have failed to maintain adequate records and data to substantiate farming as a viable career option. It is imperative that we act now to redirect our course.
Minister Sweeting then sees BAMSI as a viable option, an ideal vehicle to the promotion and production of sustainable food security.
When BAMSI is at our fullest potential, the economic impact on our country will notice the change. BAMSI and the affiliate farmers program have shown us only a small bit of our potential thus far. Our annual food import bill from America alone continues to be in the excess of $620 million and almost $1 billion globally. this is a high price tag. Imagine being able to reduce this bill and reinvesting the savings in the growth of agriculture, mariculture, through science and technology. We must make a conscious decision to do it for our children. We can include them in short courses offered by BAMSI to engage in backyard farming, teaching them the importance of growing their own foods.
Well, still to come in the Bahamas tonight, more vaccines arrive in country. The details of that and more after the break. And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Since eating at KFC, Shanika became the new savings meme. Get a KFC Mega Mash Bucket Meal with 8 pieces of tender, juicy chicken, a Mega Mashed Potato with gravy, and 4 buttery biscuits, starting at only $20, including VAT, and save like an expert at KFC. Order on WhatsApp at 557-3663. KFC Nassau.
We believe in relationship banking. We take pride in getting to know our client. You have access to knowledgeable, approachable ambassadors and financial coaches so that we can recommend the best product for you. At Fidelity, we care about you. From your financial health to your physical health, we can relate to you because we're just like you. Come and start your relationship banking experience with us today. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Visit any of our branches in Nassau or Grand Bahama, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here. I believed in Tokyo, the belief that we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
4 police officers find themselves on the wrong side of the law, arraigned in the magistrate's court on Wednesday for their role in a November 2021 police-involved shooting that left 1 man dead. Antoine Smith has the details.
4 officers on Wednesday trading in their squad cruisers for a bus ride to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. This after they were placed on remand following the first hearing of their upcoming manslaughter trial. That's 30-year-old Thomas Thurston Jr., along with 20-year-olds Archibald Miller, Lee Dormius, and Kevin Greenslade, all arraigned before Magistrate Darren's Roll Davis for their role in the November 13th shooting death of Dan Rico Carey. According to a November police report, it was shortly after 3 a.m. on Alexandria Boulevard when officers first encountered the man believed to be in possession of a firearm. In an attempt to flee, the victim reportedly drove his vehicle in the direction of the officers, who in turn discharged their weapons before pursuing the man on a high-speed chase. The altercation coming to an end on Matthew Street, where responding officers reportedly noticed the victim brandishing a weapon and discharged theirs in return. Authorities say a pistol was recovered from the scene. 4 months later, and court dockets note that the man did by means of unlawful harm cause the death of Carey. It's a crime for which they were not required to enter a plea. The men who were placed on remand are expected to apply to the Supreme Court for bail. They are scheduled to reappear in court on April 25th for service of a voluntary bill of indictment. Antoine Smith, ZNS Network News.
A long time coming, but the Marco alert system is inching closer to its full rollout. This as officials from the Bahamas Telecommunications Company conducted a test, and on hand, wife of the Prime Minister and Marco Archer's family members. Jimenita Swain tells us more.
It's a bittersweet feelings. I always say that because whereas we would prefer to have Marco here with us, God had other plans, and this is the result.
That pretty much encapsulates how Tanzia Humes feels about BTC's test for the Marco's alert system. Marco, after whom the alert is named, was Tanzia's baby brother killed some 14 years ago. The then 11-year-old's body was found days after relatives reported him missing. It was through the family's continued agitation that steps were taken to alert the public in the event a child goes missing, foregoing the suggested 48-hour period which National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, sought to clear up.
Matters of policy that caused anybody to think that you had to wait 48 hours before you started to look for a young child are gone. They have been gone. This is just a system that permits the police to notify broadly. And so if you notice that your child is missing, as in the case with young Marco, who was sent to the store and his mother expected him back home and he didn't come back home, she'll have the ability to make, in those circumstances, an immediate report to a policeman who will simply verify the facts. And once that is determined, then the system can be activated.
Testing of Marco's alert has been continuous. It's one that features a sound and a message sent to subscribers.
This is an official test of our services so that we can deliver to not just the technology of 4G, but also our legacy 3G and 2G technologies. We have delivered 3 tests so far, and you will see today another live test with the media of the alert going across the BTC network. We are excited about this because we know this will bring great value to the communities of the Bahamas, and we know it will bring great protection against future events.
Wife of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis, is anticipating the system's full rollout, which she says will have a range of uses.
The CEO said for NEMA opportunities to give people warning about storms. And like I said, it will also help in the sex trafficking trade and some of these young adolescents that are missing now, who are sometimes found with no explanation given, who can be scarred for life from some form of sexual abuse or possible sex trafficking.
Now, phases of the alert system have been launched, but it's not yet official.
We are able, in the not-too-distant future, once we would have set the system completely, to be able to break into your news if we have a young child goes missing. All of the media houses will be able to receive that information simultaneously, as we would have actually witnessed here today on our Android phones. Not only Androids will be able to actually test the system on or receive the messages, but also be Apple devices will be able to receive the messages also.
Before leaving, celebrity artist Jamal Rule gifted Marco's family with a framed portrait of the youngster. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Business owners expressing concern tonight over abandoned buildings and their lack of upkeep after a late-night blaze gutted a structure believed to have had historic ties. Cleopatra Murphy has that story.
An abandoned two-story structure went up in flames late Tuesday night, the fire compounded by heavy winds putting nearby businesses at risk. Char marks visible on the Baker Tilly accounting firm just across the street, one of two buildings with minor visible damage. While officer in charge of Fire Services Chief Superintendent Kenrick Morris says officials could not say what led to the inferno, he says the department was alerted sometime around 11:40 p.m.
The fire department received a call of a building fire, Cumberland Street. As a result, we responded with 3 appliances. Upon arrival, the fire department met an abandoned two-story stone structure fully engulfed with flame. Flames quickly brought under control and later extinguished. As a result of this fire, the structure was completely destroyed.
ZNS News understands a vagrant was seen in the area right after the blaze began. Representative from the neighboring Majestic Tours, A.J. Saunders, says fire crews responded within 6 minutes of the fire that could have decimated nearby businesses.
I know the wind was very strong last night. Luckily, it was blowing in just enough the right direction. A lot of the debris and a lot of the fire blew into the empty parking lot over there. A couple of the tinders blew into the building across the street as well. You could see a little bit of fire damage there, but it was very, very fortunate. The Lord was on our side last night because this whole street could have gone up and a lot of businesses could have been adversely affected or completely shut down, really, because it was an outrageous fire.
Isabella Overend, owner of the town hotel that sits just behind the now charred structure, says her employees smelled smoke, immediately turned on hoses, and called the fire department.
It's not the first time we've had a fire here. Unfortunately, the buildings have been derelict for many, many years, even during the time that the Prime Minister, Pindling, was our Prime Minister. And many departments have been called over the years to do something about the derelict buildings. The main thing is no one was injured, no one was hurt, no loss of life. Compliments to the fire department who were here within minutes.
Overend and Saunders are convinced abandoned buildings attract vagrants, some who have been violent when confronted, an issue they say must be addressed.
You don't even want to go near them because you don't know what they're going to do, So we definitely need help in trying to secure these buildings and secure everybody else around here.
The buildings that have been like this for years, that have been completely abandoned, something really needs to be done with them, and the owners should be made to either upkeep them properly or to do something with them. Because it's a crying shame, really.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
The Bahamas government getting more help in the COVID fight and from one of its closest allies. As Desmond Saunders tells us, this latest donation comes as the government accelerates its vaccination campaign to combat the pandemic.
Country's vaccination effort getting an extra boost with the arrival of these 30,000 new Pfizer vaccines donated by the United States. The country's vaccination effort getting an extra boost with the arrival of 30,000 Pfizer vaccines donated by the United States.
So this is a really great day. It means that the Bahamas will be able to continue their vaccination campaign, which is so important as we are still working through this pandemic. I think we all know that if we want to get back to normal, the way to get there is through widespread vaccination.
The new batch offloaded from a private charter this afternoon at LPIA. U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Yusra Pitt says the latest effort has been in the pipeline for months. She then made this appeal.
We are looking to get them out to the family islands more, get them out into private clinics and private practices. That means that if you have any remaining anxiety about getting vaccinated, please talk to your doctor, talk to your pastor, talk to your family members about it, because we have plenty of supply. That's the important thing.
Minister of Health and Wellness, Honorable Michael Darville, says although significant progress has been achieved in its campaign, his ministry is now doubling its efforts to reach that vulnerable group who remain unvaccinated.
We have about 50% of the eligible population that is vaccinated. Of the 50%, 31% in the age group of 12 to 17. Excellency Pitts hit a really interesting point that we need to work harder, we need to get more public education, we need the media support to ensure that the young people who are eligible, who are of that school age, will be able to get these vaccines to the various clinics in the Family Islands and private clinics to ensure that they are available for those who express interest.
Darville says his ministry remains relentless, and he's hoping to achieve a 70% vaccination target by year's end. Since the start of the pandemic, the United States has donated close to 300,000 vaccines. The U.S. Chargé d'Affaires committing more resources as the pandemic rages. Desmond Saunders, ZNS Network News.
Well, now for a look at the latest numbers. 22 new COVID-19 cases recorded in country, according to the latest dashboard. A breakdown shows 15 cases on New Providence, 3 on Grand Bahama, and 1 case each on Eleuthera, Exuma, Andros, and Long Island. Males and females each account for 11 cases, while hospitalizations have fallen to 42. The death toll remains at 766, while of the 32,972 overall cases, 6,436 are active. Well, if you're wondering, rising infections are driving a surge in COVID-19 deaths. The harsh reality of the virus's impact on the region, as shared by Director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Carissa Etienne, during this morning's weekly briefing. Citing data as proof, Etienne revealed that some 15 countries across the Caribbean reported an increase in COVID-related deaths over the past week, while hospitalizations grew in the Eastern Caribbean. In the first month of 2022 alone, she says over 100,000 people died due to the virus. If you're wondering why infections and death rates continue to climb 2 years into the pandemic, Etienne's rationale is simple. Omicron overtook us.
Unfortunately, as Omicron arrived, we didn't use all the tools that we had developed to slow the spread and prevent infections for the new kind of transmission patterns that Omicron presented. Too many places in our region remained just as they were before this wave. People relaxed their precautions, traveled and gathered and met indoors, often unmasked, creating opportunities for transmission. The truth is that the reduced public health measures were insufficient to reduce the scale of this wave.
And as PAHO officials have seen, more than half of COVID deaths have occurred in people over the age of 65. This, however, is not the only factor.
Unvaccinated people of all ages are still filling up our hospitals and ICU beds, and too many are succumbing to this virus. But today we have better tools to fight COVID, and countries have the experience that they need to control infections. Omicron has shown that the vaccines that we have at hand can protect most of us from severe illness and death. 14 countries and territories in our region have already immunized more than 70% of the eligible populations. We are on track to help other nations reach that mark, and we must continue to strive for equitable access.
PAHO has so far delivered 100 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines to 33 countries in Latin America and the Caribbean. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. Stay with us.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
I moved to Auckland in 1997. My whole purpose of moving back in Auckland was to help my father with the Bonefishing Lodge is a vision. It's his vision. One of the main aspects of it that make it so special is the shallow water fishing. And that's the unique thing about it, is the skinny water. We engage in poling, boat fishing, and flats fishing. It's just you one in the backyard. I call it my office space. You've got all the wildlife out there, the birds and other species in the water, and so it's special about it. One of the things about bone fishing too, if you could meditate, you go out there and just hunt and stalk bonefish, and you meditate, and it's just refreshing. It gives you energy. It's a boost, you know, to start another day. They say, do we have to go back? It's a thrill. It's like, hey, I've never seen nothing like this here, and this is unbelievable. This is what they've been looking for. It's like paradise. It's something that's not been touched. Coming out here, just walking the flats, and not a person in sight. It's unbelievable. Every day out there is something different. Every day you go out there, you learn something new. That's one of the reasons why the anger keep coming back.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th 5th Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
AF General and Health Insurance has you covered for everything that life throws at you. We are here to protect you and your family and everything you work so hard to achieve. We cover you with liability, auto, home, marine, and commercial insurance. See a BAF General and Health Insurance agent today so we can have you covered. BAF for life.
We get it. Life happens. And when it does, Easy Payday is here for you. Whether it's cash for school fees, a vacation, or even a loan consolidation, no matter what your needs are, we are here for you when you need us most. Eligible applicants can borrow up to $15,000. Visit us at our new location on University Drive. Give us a call at 603-0200 or apply online at easypayday.loans. Easy Payday loans are simple, fast, and easy.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Cable Bahamas Group of Companies is celebrating women in technology. We're taking this opportunity to pause and highlight the leading ladies in information, communication, and technology who are breaking stereotypes and shattering glass ceilings. We hope you'll join us in honoring the tremendous girl power that keeps our community connected.
Teachers and staff of AF Adderley Junior High were this morning treated to breakfast thanks to area MP, the Honourable Mario Boleg, and the Bush Cook restaurant. Boleg says he decided to honour the teachers while paying homage to his alma mater.
Well, teachers cannot live on apple alone, so we just want to make sure that we have something inside them that will allow them to sustain their energy as they came back to school to deal with these students. And, and you just want to show appreciation. This profession is one of the greatest profession and most important profession, along with the health care workers in this country. And often too much they are forgotten. So I just wanted to make sure that the schools within my community, that I make sure that they're not forgotten, and also my former school that I graduated from. So I just wanted to make sure I come back and give to those who would have taken care of me.
BOLEG also presented school principal Virginia Romer with a monetary donation towards technical equipment for students.
I am sure that this definitely makes them feel loved. It makes me feel loved. And also it shows to me that not only AF Adley as an institution, but our teachers as individuals are truly, truly appreciated.
Well, Valentine's Day may be behind us, but come Thursday, a group of women will come together to celebrate friendship, sisterhood, and lighthearted Galentine vibes on the cyber platform. Galentine's Day is normally held on February 13th. Founder of Wife Her Ministry, Zemi Stewart, who appeared via Zoom on the morning edition, says the event, now in its third year, is all about uplifting women.
So it's a great opportunity to interact with women from all walks of life. When it's virtual, it takes it to another level. We have women from the U.S., Canada, all over the Caribbean who are going to be in the room on Thursday. So it's a great opportunity to meet some women who think like you, but may not necessarily be in the same location as you. We have Miss Chantel O'Brien, our Miss Bahamas Universe, our Miss Universe, as Bahamians, who is coming to talk about her story and also to demonstrate her silk walk and judge a little competition. We have live performances again, an empowerment segment. So I'm just looking forward to it. We do our best. I put so much time and attention into curating and creating experiences that people are going to remember for a long, 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 long time.
Well, keeping staff motivated in the midst of the ever-changing educational environment has led to Queens College implementing something new. During a recent visit to the Village Road campus, teachers, administrators, and support staff were seen wearing T-shirts with the bold lettering, "Educational Superstars Keeping Comets Ablaze." Here's School Vice Principal Sean Turnquest.
And that pretty much sums up what it is that we do here at Queens College. Teachers, support staff, even a student can wear this shirt. And the principal presented us with this idea as we were preparing to pivot and return to campus for our hybrid education. And we embraced it, and everyone is so motivated by it because it speaks to our mission and our statement of purpose.
Turnquest also encouraged students who recently sat national examinations.
I'd like to extend congratulations to all children throughout the Bahamas who, though faced with challenges, tried their very best, studied, went to their examinations, and gave their best effort. So I'd like to congratulate all of them and to congratulate our teachers again throughout the length and breadth of our country.
And as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Step into your favorite Super Value and Quality Supermarkets location today for great savings like Par Excellence long grain rice, 5 pounds, $3.79. JBI whole kernel corn, 15 ounce, 2 for $2.19. Triple B malt tonic, 12 ounce, 99 cents. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, 99 cents per pound. Fresh broccoli bunch, $3.39. No one saves you more. Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
The controversy surrounding the former administration and the Disaster Reconstruction Authority raised in the halls of Parliament by Central and South Abaco MP John Pinder. With a forensic audit underway into storm contracts, the current DRA executives have stated that the amount of money spent by the previous administration on debris removal does not add up to what they have seen. Noting this, the South Abaco MP lashed out at the former administration over its dealings with the debris management site for Treasure Key.
It is a shame that when we needed help, real help, and true compassion, the duties looked to be neglected. More importantly, it is the historical and record-breaking waste of millions of dollars of the people's money as it comes to the contracts awarded and little oversight or checks and balances.
Defending his administration was former Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis.
We did it, cleaned up Abaco, for less than $40 million, when the international arena was saying $98 million minimum. I think we did an excellent job, considering the cost.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, McKitchell. We are under cloudy skies with some light rains. Temperature at 72 degrees. Relative humidity 88%. We have easterly winds at 14 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,024.5 millibars. That translates to 30.26 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 68 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll, Key, and Marsh. Barbacoa, the Berry Islands at 72. 73 degrees in Alliston, Bimini, 73 also in Harbor Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp Space on Andros at 75, 74 degrees in Fresh Creek Central Andros. Alliston, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey at 75, Georgetown, Exuma, 78, 78 in Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands. Matthewtown, Unag was 79 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. For all areas tonight, easterly winds 15 to 25 knots for those rough seas at 5 to 8 feet, so the advisories remain in place tonight. The high tide will take place at 7:51 this evening. Tomorrow in the northwestern islands, we will see a slight reduction in those winds, becoming east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, wave height subsiding 4 to 7 feet. So we will bump down that advisory to a caution flag tomorrow for you. boaters. High tide tomorrow will take place at 8:11 in the morning with a low tide at 2:34 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, easterly winds at 15 to 25 knots, wave heights 5 to 8 feet with advisory still in place. And then as we take you into Friday, we'll see a reduction in those winds falling off to 10 to 15 knots. And this is livable conditions for boaters. Southeast to south winds, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide 8:48 in the morning with a low tide at 3:09 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands on Friday, east to southeast, 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So we will keep that caution flag in place for the central and southeastern islands on Friday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Stop the world. I want to get off. Stop the world and let me off. Tired of going round and round. I've played the game of love and loss.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
I'm tired of going round.
Undecided about the COVID-19 vaccine or booster? Here are some facts to help you make a decision. The vaccine does not cause COVID-19 infection, and there's no evidence that it makes it worse. Approved vaccines are monitored for safety across the globe. Vaccines do not alter your DNA. The vaccine is effective against current variants of the COVID-19 virus. The vaccine can prevent severe illness if you do contract the virus. We're all in this together. Choose wisely.
Hungry and looking for something so satisfying? Something to truly tantalize your taste buds? Then make it Charlie's, the home of the #1 cheesesteak in the world. Also serving up a variety of delicious wings, freshly cooked to order under 10 minutes. With 2 locations to serve you. Mall at Marathon, open from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. And the East-West Highway, next to Solomon's, from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. That's Charlie's, the home of the #1 cheesesteak in the world. 393-3100.
Happy anniversary, My Gateway. Did you know that you can request and pay for over 35 government services on mygateway.gov.bs? Sign up today and access government services online with efficiency and simplicity. It's a celebration of a year of collective success on our digital transformation journey. My Gateway, making government work for you.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
General and Health Insurance has you covered for everything that life throws at you. We are here to protect you and your family and everything you work so hard to achieve. We cover you with liability, auto, home, marine, and commercial insurance. See a BAF General and Health Insurance agent today so we can have you covered. BAF for life.
I save, you save, we all save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner, 7 1/4 ounce, 2 for $2.09. Best Value ketchup, 32 ounce, 2 for $5. Best Value cornflakes, 18 ounce, $2.79. Premium boneless chuck steak or roast, $6.99 per pound. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $3.99. Save each day at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to Sports on this Wednesday, everyone. I'm Almajal Knowles. Topping sports news, another major event added to the calendar for 2022 as organizers for the Hoop Fest in Paradise tournament holding a press conference for the event earlier today. The Thomas Robinson National Stadium, the high school basketball tournament, which is expected to host 4 of the top American high school basketball teams, along with 2 squads of our very own local homegrown talent. The event, scheduled for December 16th through the 17th, will be hosted at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium. In attendance was Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Honorable Mario Boleg, President of Hoop Fest, Inc., Glenn Smith, organizer Jeff Rogers, as well as GSSA President Varel Davis. Mr. Boleg indicating that the event is a welcome addition to the country's Sports in Paradise lineup, providing not only a boost to the country's economy, but exposure for some of our top high school basketball prospects, as a number of NBA and collegiate scouts will be in town. Past alumni of the Hoop Fest tournament include Atlanta Hawks star Trae Young and Boston Celtics star Jaylen Brown. Over to the NBA, a big night for Buddy Hield over in the association. Buddy Buckets compiling a season-high 36 points, going 14 of 20 from the field and 8 of 12 from beyond the arc to go along with 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. In 37 minutes of action during Tuesday's 128-119 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks, Hield caught fire in the loss, drilling 8 triples on his way to his biggest scoring haul since January 2020. He hasn't been shy about firing away from distance since arriving in Indiana. Assuming his role with the Pacers, Hield's recent move from Sacramento has undoubtedly been a great development for his confidence and his outlook on the rest of the season. Buddy Buckets proving why he was more than just a throw-in in the trade that sent Tyrese Halliburton to Indiana. The sharpshooter played the most minutes and took the most shots out of anyone on the team, which is very encouraging for his new role with the Pacers. In 3 games in Indiana, the 29-year-old has averaged 21.6 points, 6 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game. Yesterday, we reported on the passing of one of the country's premier baseball figures. Junior Baseball League of Nassau Commissioner Jeff Albury died at his residence on Sunday at age 74. Offering his condolences on Albury's passing was Bahamas Olympic Committee President Ramel Knowles.
On behalf of the Bahamas Olympic Committee, we would like to express our sympathies to the former commissioner family at JBLN. I'm Jeff Albury. Jeff was a quiet man. However, he was passionate, energetic, vigorous, meticulous, concerned, happy, just to be around the young men and women every day of the week, it seems, just lending a contribution to their development in any way he could.
In today's viral video of the day, UFC superstar Conor McGregor spotted in Fusion Superplex last night, enjoying some downtime with his wife. Via social media, the pair were recently at the Albany Resort, enjoying a romantic weekend. McGregor seems to be making a speedy recovery. This after suffering that gruesome leg injury, his most recent bout versus Dustin Poirier at UFC 264. And that's been a look at sports on this Wednesday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed Fresh sheer curtains from $525 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $702 and curtain rods from $289. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Avery's has been around from 1992 in an area far away from most things. In 2018, I picked up the mantle. At the onset I would have taken over, I was connected to Game of Bahamas, and I'm always trying to enhance my Avery's package. And I wanted to expand my customer satisfaction through technology. Everybody comes in and they want to use the Wi-Fi. They want to be able to go live, show off the food and the ambience and the entertainment. So since I've been using the Aero device, my buffering almost went to zero. There's no interruption in that service, which is phenomenal. I would recommend the Aero device to anyone to use it. It works.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here. I believed in Tokyo, the belief that we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Tony Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
As a mom, I'm always concerned about which products will work best with my baby's skin. And then I tried this diaper called Molfix. The quality is amazing. And I noticed that with the design of Molfix, the air flows easily, so I see no rashes or redness, which I love. But my favorite part is she sleeps straight through the night because it keeps her dry all night. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with this one.
Molfix, the diaper that moves with your baby. Distributed by Variety Disposable Products.
Direct Talk with your host, David G, goes on the road, live in the Turks and Caicos Islands, as we celebrate our heritage and culture. 2 countries, 1 people, 1 chain of islands.
Direct Talk live from the Turks and Caicos Islands, partially sponsored by Bahamas Air.
Colon cancer is the 3rd most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon cancer screening that may be appropriate for you. I'm Dr. Eugene Marcus Cooper. Pay attention to your health. Get the facts and discuss colon cancer with your physician today.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we have a mid to upper level troughing across the northwest Bahamas, and that's providing some moisture and some passing showers during the course of the day, and some of that will continue over the nighttime hours as well. Our forecast for tonight calls for partly cloudy to cloudy, a bit breezy with passing showers still in the forecast. Low temperature tonight, 69 degrees. And tomorrow, we're looking at cloudy periods, breezy with passing showers, even though there'll be a slight reduction in those winds tomorrow. The high temperature should get up to 81 degrees. Your extended weather forecast through the weekend, we are looking at showers through Thursday, but things will get a little better on Friday, and then comes Saturday night late, early Sunday morning, another front will go through, a very weak one, by the way, and that will keep temperatures quite nice during the nighttime, and those daytime temperatures over the weekend are going to be a bit warm and toasty in the low 80s. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.